Algorithms are a failure. And I'm going to back up this bold thesis by offering some example. And Dr. Implausible, I'm tagging you. You are the computer science guy, so maybe you can weigh in. One of the reasons why the web took off is because there was no algorithm. When blogs were first introduced, offering fresh, thoughtful, and goofy voices, posts were displayed in reverse chronological order, and people had the tendency to link to each other, much in the same way that you have footnotes in a book that you're reading, offering references to other people who are thinking along the same line. Likewise, I have never had any real problems on the Fediverse, aka Mastodon, because there is no algorithm. Much like the early web, the posts are displayed in reverse chronological order. And here on TikTok, which probably has the most effective algorithm, I regularly hear from people who follow me all the time who have to go directly to my page to see my video, because human beings are hardwired to read shit in reverse chronological order, at least online. I don't have a Blue Sky account, but I often lurk there. And in 1 month, Blue Sky has gone from, hey, this is the happy place, to, oh shit, it's the exact same thing that Twitter was, this is what we escaped from. And what is the common element? The algorithm. Why have dating apps proven to be so dissatisfying for everyone? The algorithm. Algorithms run counter to human curiosity. When you put everything that you're interested in on cruise control and you stay passive and you rely on the algorithm to deliver you content, it's not really going to be satisfying, is it? Social media, rather ironically, isn't terribly social, because in the real world, when you are meeting with a bunch of people, you're going to listen to the people who have something interesting or funny to say, right? You're going to make a choice to pay attention to one person more than somebody else, although the best of us try to include everyone and try to bring everybody's A game to that social media. Now, when everything was in reverse chronological order, when you had things like RSS feed and aggregators that assembled all of those feeds in reverse chronological order, well, it created a sense of time in relation to content. The only reason why TikTok's algorithm is as good as it is because it is monitoring nearly every fucking thing that we fucking do, far more than any other algorithm. But even TikTok's algorithm is not perfect. I mean, if I say cheese here on TikTok, I'll suddenly get a bunch of videos of cheese. But most of those videos are inherently useless to me because I was only using cheese as a metaphor. I wasn't asking for concrete cheese. Although, let's face the facts, cheese is amazing, isn't it? But if I fundamentally know that somebody's going to mention cheese from time to time in a way that interests me, rather than offer a ledger on how often they mention cheese, I would instead like the surprise element of reading their posts in reverse chronological order and getting the occasional cheese reference here and there, right? No, it's a nice surprise. It's spontaneous. It is, in a word, social. No algorithm can mimic that experience pertaining to the cheese example. The only reason algorithms exist is because they want to keep us hooked on these apps. These are, after all, for-profit companies. They certainly don't want us to stay here out of benevolence. No, they want to manipulate us with an algorithm to keep us here. And that works up to a point. But I honestly think that the reason why you have trolls and people going insane on social media is because deep down, everyone knows that the algorithm is bullshit. I think that deep down, everybody understands that there is something flawed about an algorithm-driven platform for content. This is why an algorithm-driven platform eventually reaches its endpoint. Whereas reverse chronological order, seen in blogs, seen on the Fediverse, and you might argue seen in books, which have still endured despite all these technological developments, well, there's a sense of order that the human mind can understand, right? You feel as if the way that you are experiencing content is volitional as opposed to spoon-fed. Think of religion. Let's talk about Christianity, for example. A sermon relies on citing chapter and verse from the Bible. Human beings flock to religion because they want a sense of order for things that are unexplained. Technology, I would argue, works the same way. If you can't easily find something that you're interested in, if you are pursuing a question and you're not being proactive in the pursuit of answers, and you rely on an algorithm to give you imperfect answers, ultimately, you're going to be dissatisfied with the experience. And I think that even TikTok, as good as its algorithm is eventually going to reach its endpoint. If you cannot produce a technological experience similar to how we pursue questions in the real world, similar to how we find joy and wonder, which of course were the initial draws of the early web, then I don't think you're going to endure, even with advances in generative AI.